The countdown until the grand finale of the Eurovision Song Contest begins in less than a week. For the first time ever, the music contest is going to take place in Liverpool after the UK came in second place in 2022 with singer Sam Ryder's Spaceman. Ukraine won the show with Kalush Orchestra, but due to the ongoing conflict with Russia and for safety reasons, it was agreed that the UK would host on the country's behalf. Since the announcement, the BBC has been working non-stop on creating the biggest and best Eurovision yet, with plenty of shows in the build-up to get fans excited. At the press launch, BBC's director of unscripted Kate Phillips explained to the media, including Express.co.uk, what the channel has got lined up. All creatures great and small. Siegfried gets to work with newcomer Hare's everything to watch in the lead up to Eurovision 2023. Of course, it's a very special hosting, because it's a privilege and honor to be hosting on behalf of Ukraine and in the music capital of the world, I want to say, Phillips began. So our aim is to bring the biggest competition that we can, and last year, over 9 billion people watched the grand final on the BBC, and it was a gripping grand final, and we are hoping to up that even more this year. Both the grand final and the semi-finals actually are going to be on BBC One for the first time, and they will be packed with some amazing performances. So as well as the live shows, let me just tell you some of the additional programming that we have, and there is a lot going on. We have other programs including Get Your Eurovision On, which is an iPlayer show with Scott Mills and Natalie Cassidy from EastEnders. I think a new double act has been formed. The Eurovision Turquoise Carpet is the massive opening event which is live-streamed across Europe and beyond, and that is fronted by the lovely Sam Gwek and Timur Miroshnichenko. Eurovision Welcomes the World on Monday night is presented by Rylan Clark, and that is a lot of access to the Turquoise Carpet event and highlights of the big national lottery Eurovision Welcome show, which is also taking place in Liverpool. She went on to describe Eurovision Calling, a show hosted by Jason Manford and singer Chelsea Grimes, focusing on why the competition is a global hit. There will also be a program entitled Eurovision, Everyone's a Winner, where Florice takes a look at some of the biggest songs from the show that didn't quite win. And we're not stopping here, because it's such a major event, it also seeps into a lot of other programming. The One show is going to up sticks and be in Liverpool for a whole week of shows. BBC Breakfast will move the famous red sofa to the city to look ahead at the day's events. EastEnders is having a special guest in Albert Square. Bargain Hunt, The Hit List, Saturday Kitchen, Pointless all have Eurovision specials, and last but not least, The Archers will have the glitz and glamour of Eurovision with a special guest and lots of sequins. So whether it's live shows, special programs, joining friends in city centres, or listening to BBC Sounds on your commute, I think we've pretty much got it covered. Don't miss Paul O'Grady's last bit of filming for BBC show he wasn't fan of, filming, Emmerdale's Nicky Milligan's mum exposed as fans work out return. Spoiler, Joan Collins' appearance leaves GMB viewers incredibly distracted. Reaction, here is a full rundown of Eurovision programs and when they will be air. Get Your Eurovision On, available on BBC iPlayer now. Eurovision Song Contest 2022. Friday, May 5th on BBC Three and BBC iPlayer at 7 p.m. Eurovision Welcomes the World and Turquoise Carpet highlights, Monday, May 8th, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 6:30 p.m. Eurovision Calling, Jason and Chelsea's Ultimate Guide, Monday, May 8th, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 9 p.m. Eurovision 2023, Semi-Final 1, Tuesday, May 9th. on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 8 p.m. EastEnders, Eurovision Special, Thursday, May 11, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 7:30 p.m. Eurovision 2023, Semi-Final 2, Thursday, May 11, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 8 p.m. Bargain Hunt, Eurovision Special, Friday, May 12, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 12:15 p.m. The One Show at Eurovision, Friday, May 12, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 7 p.m. Eurovision, Everyone's a Winner, Friday, May 12, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 7:30 p.m. Eurovision Song Contest, Handover Ceremony and Draw, Friday, May 12, on BBC Three and BBC iPlayer. The A to Z of Eurovision, Friday, May 12, on BBC Three and BBC iPlayer. The Big Eurovision Party, Friday, May 12, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 8:30 p.m. Sam Ryder, Road to Eurovision, Saturday, May 13, on BBC Three and BBC iPlayer. Eurovision 2023, Meet the UK Act, Saturday, May 13, on BBC Three and BBC iPlayer. Pointless Celebrities, Eurovision Special, Saturday, May 13, on BBC One at 5:50 p.m. The Hit List, Eurovision Special, Saturday, May 13, at 6:40 p.m. on BBC One. Eurovision 2023, Grand Final, Saturday, May 13, on BBC One and BBC iPlayer at 8 p.m.
From above.